All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Team Passion call. These are a little scattered, so it's not really weekly or bi-weekly. Depending on what's going on in the month, we kind of throw these on the calendar. The July calendar is up and running with everything that's happening in Team Passion. So if you go to teampassiontraining.com under events, the July calendar is all updated with the sneak peeks. We obviously have Summit in there, so things are a little off on the every other week schedule because of Summit. So we scheduled some things in there. The Power Hour for next Wednesday is scheduled, but we're doing a Shift Shop Surge instead with a bunch of people from the test group, and I put the event in Team Passion today for that. But I will pump that up some more over the weekend so we can make sure everybody gets in on that. But yeah. So tonight I want to go over goals and vision and just really helping you guys see and understand the importance of seeing 5 years down the road and not just what's happening right now, or not looking in the rearview mirror of what already happened. So I never did it then, so why can I do it now type stuff, right? I've been in the Emerald to Diamond group that we've been doing this week, or push group, whatever we're kind of doing with it. It really hit me before we started that, I wasn't gonna do things like, this is how you get to Diamond, because you know how to do that. You can look that up. You can Google it. You can see it in the coach modules. You can look in your coach online office that under the news and training. So there's a lot of like how-tos out there, right? And we all know how to develop the skills, right? We all know how to develop the skills to invite, to prospect, to grow your list, to use social media, right? There's training after training after training out there. So the how-tos are great, and I love to train on them, but you can message me personally and we can go through stuff, or you can message your coach personally and go through stuff, and that's your best way to learn. So what in order for you to reach your goals, all of that is like the external things that will just happen because you're just going to learn how to do it, and you're just going to get better, and you're going to example, tonight Ella was crying hysterically outside. First of all, she's tired. She's had 2 sleepovers and 3 play dates this week, so she's exhausted. But she was crying hysterically because she couldn't do a back bend. Like hysterical, like, bah, nobody's teaching me anything at gymnastics. Like, I'm like, Mark and I, like, oh my God, did summer just start? Like, we were like, what is happening, right? So I was trying to explain to her, I'm like, Ella, the only way you're going to get better is if you practice. Like, you have to practice. You're going to fall. You're going to get scared, And I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about tonight on the team call as I'm talking to Ella. But I was like explaining to her, you just got to keep practicing. Remember when you couldn't do a cartwheel? Remember when you couldn't, well, she still can't ride a bike, but, like I was trying to just remind her of things that she couldn't do a couple weeks ago that she can do now. And all she had to do is just continue to practice, right? And she had to get out of her head, and she had to get rid of the fear, and she just had to do it, right? So that's exactly what we have to do. Like, a lot of people are like, Nicola, what's the best book on building confidence? And honestly, my biggest advice for you in building your confidence is to take action more and more and more. So if you only do like 5 invites a week, it's going to take you a really long time to build confidence on invites, right? Like, you have to be doing 5 to 10 to 15 a day, so that those are just constant. Like, you should have 4 blocks of time in the day that you do 5 invites. Like maybe when you first wake up, lunch, 3 o'clock, do it every time you eat, right? What do we eat? We eat for breakfast, then we eat a snack, then we eat at noon or whatever. I like to eat like clockwork, snack, and then your dinner, right? So 5 times a day, do 5 invites or 5 conversations, right? Like, just so that you're in the habit of talking to 5 people a lot, like in chunks. And you're just going to get better at that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to get easier. So if you're only doing 5 one time a day, that's still going to take you a really long time, right? Like you're just going to lose it. You lose that muscle of doing something over and over and over again, like, say ice skating or roller skating, right? Like you learned it and then you go to do it, like now, like go try to roller skate now, right? Like, first of all, we're fearful that we're going to break something and hurt something, but like you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I haven't done this in forever, and you're like super nervous, and oh my gosh, can I do this, right? Like that's because you don't roller skate every day, right? So I want you to kind of think about different things like that when you're thinking about your invites, because they're just going to get, especially business invites. So in the Emerald to Diamond group this week, one day I said, go do 10 invites, and everyone was like, ah, right? And then everybody was like, I did it, but oh my God, I never do that. And I'm like, eek, you should be doing that 3 to 4 times a week, right? So you've got to kind of just get in that habit so that it's fun and it's exciting, and you just get better and you get more confident. And then you don't focus on the outcome as much because you're like, this is just so fun. You're just focusing on the process, which is the same thing that we tell our customers with our health and fitness journey. Don't focus on the scale. Don't focus on where you're trying to get to. Focus on the journey, right? Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit because I do want you to focus 5 years from now. I want you to start visioning different things. So someone had messaged me today, I'm not going to use names, obviously, but she messaged me today and she's like, I'm having a hard time thinking about 2-star because I can't even reclaim diamond. So 2-star is too far away for me to even think about that because I'm having a hard time reclaiming diamond. And I'm like, okay. So she's already put a cap on herself, right? She's already decided 2-star is too hard, right? Like, so that's what we do, right? So the same thing is happening when you set your goals. Like if you've set a goal to be diamond or 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, 15-star, whatever it is, and you keep missing it over and over and over again, you're starting to just go, I can't see any past this because I can't even get here, right? And like, so you start with that negative self-talk. And so you have to start with the vision. And this entire week, which was perfect to lead me up to this call, this entire week, I have journaled every single day, 3 to 4 times a day. I've journaled vision. I've journaled stuff on my dream board. I've journaled goals. I've journaled what would I like, I'm trying to envision, what do I really want my body to look like type stuff. Like not in a vain way, but I'm just trying to decide like, what do I want to look like at 41, right? Like, and just trying to vision everything out. And so it came in a lot of different segments. I'm like turning yellow. It came in lots of different segments. It came in my weight loss goals, it came in my home goals, it came in rank goals, it came in team goals, it came in volume, and then it came in like, okay, how do I do all this? How do I get there? What do I need to do? Who do I need to become? So that's the key. So Chris had us say the other day in the Shift Shop test group, he's like, I want you to talk about being who you, like something that is your strength and something that you are really good at. And like, I want you to just praise yourself today. I want you to journal like how awesome you are, like whatever you think about, like whatever comes out. So I did, I journaled some stuff. I journaled, I'm consistent, I'm disciplined, I'm determined, I have a big heart, I want to help people. Like I just went and I kind of did a brain dump of a bunch of great things about myself. And it felt really good. I was like reading them and writing them. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm all right, right? Like it just changed my mood. It changed my energy. I felt really good. And by the end, I came up with a statement. And so now this statement is sitting on my desk or my dining room table. I have a traveling desk. Even though I have an office in this house, I can't get settled because Mark's in there. I'm like, this is stupid. Why did we do this? We need 2 offices. We screwed up when buying this house. So I came up with a statement that I am a self-motivated, consistent, disciplined businesswoman. I have been writing that, posting it, typing it, whenever I can. I am a self-motivated, consistent, disciplined businesswoman. And I was sharing with the diamonds today. Oh, I got to do that in Team Passion. I shared like my stats for the week, the number of people I talked to, the number of challenge packs I sold, blah, 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 blah. And I wrote at the end, I'm a self-motivated, consistent, disciplined businesswoman, right? Like I just want that from that brain dump of everything I said about myself. I wanted that in like a statement, right? So you have to raise your frequency and your energy to become, who do I need to become to reach all of these goals, right? And in order to become that, you already have to believe that you are that. Next, you honestly have to forget what's behind you, what you already didn't do, what you already did do. I have had with this whole shift, like literally legit the shift. With this shift, my mindset has shifted, my business has shifted. I basically said this week, after again all this journaling, so this might take you guys a couple days to get after this call to get to this point, because it literally I've been journaling since Sunday night. I had to, I lost my train of thought. Oh boy. Where was I? Remind me, someone, before I said journaling. Oh, I am. So I had to get to sorry. And scene. Okay, so I had to get to this baseline of, or what's the Wayne's World thing? We're going backwards. I had to get to this baseline. I had to say, okay, now I'm at a baseline. I'm basically starting over in my business right now. Like that's where my mindset right now is. But I mean, I'm starting over in a pretty good situation. Like I'm a lifetime 13-star, 3-time elite. I make between $5,000 and $7,000 a week. Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It's based on each coach's individual effort, right? Like, so my baseline of being like a 5-star plus coach and making $5,000 a week is not a bad baseline, right? So I'm happy with this baseline, but that's what I'm looking at right now. So I asked everybody in the Emerald to Diamond group to him, like, let's take your baseline. So this also came out in my journaling. I started journaling, okay, where's everybody at in my first business central? Like, where's everybody? Who are my emeralds? Who wants to push for diamond? Where's everybody? You know, and I brain dumped everybody's names, and I was like, who's hitting successful? Who plugs in? You know, and I just kind of, if there wasn't anybody that like I never hear from, they never come to events, I never see them, I have no idea if they're still interested in any of this business. They didn't go on the list because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're doing anymore. They ignore me. They're not going on the list, right? So everybody else kind of went on the list, and I took a baseline, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to start doing. I started at the top with all of my personal goals that I want to achieve. For me, I need personal goals first. I need to know why I'm doing this. So yes, I want to help people. Yes, I want you all to succeed. Yes, right, okay? I get that. But I want shit too, right? Like, I want stuff too. So I started first with my personal goals. When I pushed for the first 5 years of my business, it was for this house. It was all I could think about. I was all consuming. My vision was, yes, I had to pay off debt first. Yes, I had to save $100,000. Yes, I had to, we had to stop spending money. Like, we had to budget. There were a lot of things we had to do to get to this house. So that was all I was focusing on. We got the house, and then all my goals were all of a sudden, okay, I need to maintain enough money to stay in this house, and I need to, I want to have enough money in the savings, like, and those just didn't feel right. Like, I'm like, that's great. Yes, I want financial freedom, but that wasn't enough for me. I need something specific to be working for. It's who I am. I don't know if it's like something, I don't know if it's in my personality type, if like it's something in being a Gemini, like I just need, it's just something that I need specifics. So I brainstormed, did a brain dump again, and I was like, okay, look, we need $8,000 for our roof to fix our other house that we kept for Nana and Papa, which we're trying to figure out what are we going to do with Papa, because we could really use that money if we sold that house. But we can't displace Papa. So I'm like, okay, we need $8,000 to fix that roof. We need to save $50,000 for taxes. We usually don't end up paying that, but we like to just have a cushion so that when it's time to write the bill on April 15th, it's not like, shoot, right? And then we want to save $50,000 for a pool. That's the key for me. I don't care about the roof. I don't care about the taxes. I am not going another summer without a pool in this home. I've wanted an in-ground pool since the beginning of time. It's been on every vision board. It's been something I want so bad. I wanted it this summer, but we didn't end up doing it. So I'm like, I'm not going another summer without the pool. So that's my biggest push right now. So for me, everything I do every day is for this pool, where it was for this house before, right? Before that, it was like, you got to get out of debt and we've got to, we've got to live more comfortably, right? Like, so it has to be something specific for me. Then I went into some other goals that are going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years, but those 3 are happening within a year, within 12 months or less. So then I broke it down to, what do I need that to look like for volume? What do I need that to look like for rank? And how do I get there? So to summarize a little bit of what we've done so far, you're going to brain dump all of the awesome things about yourself. You're going to talk about how amazing you are. You're super awesome. You're going to talk about your strengths. You're kind. You're honest. You're self-motivated. You're a go-getter. Your work ethic is like no other. Whatever that is, you're going to brain dump that. Then you're going to turn that into like a statement, something that you become. So in order for you to reach these big goals, you have to become someone different than you are right now. So who do you need to become? I need to become a self-motivated, consistent, disciplined businesswoman. I am that, but I need to get better at that, right? Then you're going to take very specific personal goals for yourself. And that's going to be your vision. Where am I going? What specifically am I working for? And it can't be, I want to help people. It's got to be something very specific for you. Be freaking selfish. What have you always wanted? What have you always wanted? I'll never forget one of my first goals. Ever since I was 19, I remember when we first, I started paying car insurance. I'm like, what is this $5 charge every month? And Mark's like, oh, if you don't pay the whole bill off at the beginning of the year, you get a $5 service charge every month. So they charge you $5 if you don't pay your insurance bill. I'm like, what? That's stupid. Why am I getting charged for paying my bill? Like, I was so confused by it all. Insurance companies rule the world, right? So my goal right away, one of my first big goals was every year, as soon as that insurance bill comes in, pay it off. Like, that was it was so stupid, but it was so important to me. I was so sick of the $5 a month charge. So every time, I think you pay like 9 months or something. So every 9 months when that bill comes in, or 11, I don't even know. It's paid for the year because I'm not paying an extra $5 every month. I'm just not, right? Something else was pay the bills as they come in the door. Like, that's always been a goal of mine. As soon as the mail person drops that off, it's done. It's gone. Like, that's always been a big goal of mine. So whatever you've always wanted to achieve, write it down. Like that, have that be your vision. That's the big thing you're working for. And then you have to break it down in this company of, what do I need to do? So I want to share with you with this compensation plan, to make the most of this compensation. So I studied this compensation plan. I asked a lot of questions. I pulled up the policies and procedures, and I went to the income section, and I was like, what do I need to do to maximize this plan? I knew there were left legs and right legs, and I knew all of that, but I was like, I don't really get all that yet. So what do I need to do now? So one of the things I shared under our Zoom thing was, I shared all my goals too written out, so you can go ahead and look at that. I shared my big piece of paper of everything, because I won't go into all of that right now. And then I shared, I don't know if you all know this, when you sign 5 coaches in 5 weeks, that order a challenge pack, you get a $100 bonus. So if you sign 5 coaches in 5 weeks, yeah, Carrie, you get a $100 bonus, right? Like, so that was my goal in the beginning. I was like, okay, I'm going to sign a coach a week. So every 5 weeks, I get a $100 bonus. Like, that was it. Like, I was like, if I can get extra money out of this compensation plan, I'm going to do it. So that was something I focused on. I haven't done it all the weeks since I started. That would be awesome, but I haven't. But I'm going to start putting that back on my goal list. So 5 coaches every 5 weeks, an extra $100. So you sell them an all-access challenge pack. You make $50 per person. So now you're making, instead of $250, you're making $350. Okay? Then I was like, okay, I need to get to diamond because that's how I make the biggest amount of cycles. I don't want to cycle at $14 a cycle anymore as an emerald. I want to cycle at $18 a cycle because that's what I can make as a diamond. You can't go higher than that. The 1 stars, 2 stars, we all make $18 a cycle once you get to diamond. So that was my next goal. I need to do that in order to make an extra money. Then I learned that at 2-star, you get an $800 bonus a quarter, roughly. It varies. Back in the day, I think it was most like $1,200. Now it's down to about $800 because there are more 2-stars, so we have to share it. So as a 2-star, you get an $800 quarterly bonus, and you get to open another business center under your name so that you then clone yourself. So if you have a super strong leg and you need to build a weak one, that's where your second CBC goes. Okay? If you don't, and they're pretty even, you look at who your diamonds are, and once you get there, you just message me and you say, okay, I'm about to open my second CBC. Where does it need to go? We assess your entire business together. I don't just go, oh, throw it in your left leg. We like literally assess. Or if you're on Team Icon, call Tony, whatever. We like are very specific on how to open your second CBC. Then at 5-star, you get like a $2,500 a quarter bonus. Plus you still get your 2-star bonus. So it ends up being roughly like $3,000. Sometimes a little less. Again, if we're all sharing it, it goes down. So the more 5 stars, it goes down. So that, to me, was all I focused on those first few years of my business. So again, I don't care how long you've been doing this, I don't care what your rank is, this is your baseline. Wherever you are now is you're starting over. This is what you're going to start shooting for. 5 coaches every 5 weeks, getting that $100 bonus. Getting your butt to diamond as soon as possible so that you can maximize and get $18 per cycle. Then let's get you to 2-star, meaning you're going to start you're going to have 2 diamonds, 1 on each leg. So you got to start, those business invites have to happen way more than when I tell you to do 10, right? Like, those have to happen a lot more. You got to get 10 people in every sneak peek we do every 2 weeks. So now I'm talking how to. Okay, so we're going to get there in a second. So one of the how-tos to get to 2-star or get to diamond is getting 10 people in the sneak peeks every single time, 10 brand new people. And the way that we do the sneak peeks now is we leave everybody in there. So what I'll do, so we have a sneak peek on Thursday. So what I do is on Sunday night, I go through and I delete all of the old posts. So on Monday morning, we start fresh. I pump everybody up, and then Thursday I do the webinar. So it's like a new group, but what happens is I have someone signing up this weekend. She's been in it 4 times and has watched the webinar and has watched the 1-day sneak peek 4 times, and now she's ready. Okay, so there's some power in keeping everybody in there and doing it that way. Cool. So like those are the things you're shooting for rank-wise. You're shooting for 5 coaches in 5 weeks, you're shooting for diamond, you're shooting for 2-star, you're shooting for 5-star. Like that's the vision. The big vision is why am I doing it? Because I want a pool. Okay, now what do I need to do to get my pool? I need 5 coaches in 5 weeks, get to diamond, get to 2-star, get to 5-star, right? So how do we do this? Okay, so my goals are, my how-to is I want to, because I want the ranks are, I want to have 20 diamonds in my first business center, 7 diamonds in my second, so I have a lot of, I'm like shooting high for this stuff, right? So I need to help 5 new coaches get to diamond in the next, like through the end of this year. Here's what we're all looking for. We're all looking for 5 new coaches to earn Success Club every single month alongside us. That's going to get you diamond, 2-star, 5-star. You finding 5 new coaches from now till the end of the year that are going to run up to diamond and that are going to hit Success Club. So they're going to have really big goals. But the only way for you to find these people with these really big goals is for you to become your statement of a self-motivated, consistent, disciplined businesswoman, right? So you have to become someone different to attract these people, these 5 people. Like, it's the magic of 5. You're looking for 5 people that are going to do what you do and become who you begin to becoming. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean, right? In order to do that, you're going to end up signing your 5 coaches every 5 weeks, right? That's going to consistently happen, but there's only going to be 5 out of those 25 that become diamonds and hit Success Club, right? So again, you're going to be signing 5 coaches every 5 weeks, but a couple of them may just be discount, a couple of them may be hobby coaches, but within those numbers, you're looking for 5, from now to the end of the year, you're looking for 5 go-getters, self-motivated, amazing coaches who are going to do whatever you say, are going to follow your lead. One of the other things that I've been hearing a lot, I don't think I'm starting my new coaches right because none of them are taking off. Nope, you just haven't found the right one. My coach did nothing for me in the beginning. No, he did. He was amazing, but he didn't teach me anything. He had started 6 months prior. He didn't know how to use the Coach Online Office. He knew how to sign people, but that was about it. He didn't know so I had to teach myself everything. Everybody that's in the diamond page who don't lose diamond, who don't drop in and out, figured this business out on their own. Yes, they had a coach. Yes, they had the modules. Yes, they had the Coach Online Office. Yes, they had the National Wake Up Call. Yes, they had Super Saturdays. They had all of the tools we have. But the difference is they ran with it. They figured it out. They sat down at the computer for an hour a day. They trained. They asked their coach questions. That's all you're looking for. If you send someone the modules and you do a Getting Started Right interview with them and you tell them about all these amazing calls we do and you teach them about the Team Passion events and you're plugged in, you're doing everything you need to do. It's not your fault that your coaches aren't taking off. It's not. But the only way for your coaches, for you to find more coaches that take off is what? You become a different person, you grow, you have this vision, you attract these people. How do you become this different person? Personal development, right? Personal development like on steroids. Like from this point on, how do I get to diamond, to 2-star, to 5-star? You read an hour a day or you listen to audio an hour a day, no more 10 minutes. You're meant for way more than that. You can't grow in 10 minutes a day. You can't. So whatever that, if you're like, gosh, I want to watch that TV show. No, you don't. You want your pool more than you want to watch Big Brother. Big Brother was on last night while I was journaling and I'm like, seriously, the show is still on? I was a huge Big Brother fan. And then I was laughing. I'm like, really? Did I really watch this? Big Brother wasn't making me any money, right? So that's where the difference has to start. You guys, the only way for you to become a different person is for you to gain that confidence by doing 5 invites 5 times a day, right? Or 5 conversations, whatever. And that personal development. Like that's just, and you don't have to don't speed read and try to go, I want to read 10 books by the end of the year. Take a book. I don't care if you read an hour a day, the same book for the next 6 months. Because if you're going to read it and you're going to journal about it and you're going to apply it and you're going to use it, then freaking do it. Like, I don't care what book this is, okay? You need to set another how-to is like the number of people you're going to talk to a day. I guess we kind of already did that. You're going to do 4 blocks of 5, talking to 5 people. I think that's it. So we can summarize. Let me see what the chat said. Okay, Nikki just hearted me. All right. So what do we got? What do we got for questions? Do I need to summarize that, or do you think you were all feverishly taking notes? I felt very important, so thank you that you were all paying attention. I appreciate that. Does anyone need to go over anything? Good, good, good. Does anyone want to share? What's your pool? Like, did something come up that, you know what, I want that and I'm going to work for it? Like, it's my pool, but what's yours? Does anyone want to share what their pool vision is that they're working for? Don't be shy.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's that?
It's Carrie.
Okay, yes. Hi, everyone.
Say hi. Hi. So I'm more where you began your journey financially, and that's where we're at. So it's like I need this to work, and that is my motivation right now.
Yeah, so do or die. You're in a do or die state right now.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's not a nice feeling.
No. So one of the things that you have to journal about is to make sure, and I know you message me every day, multiple times a day, so I know you're not in this state, but I want to, it's all good. But I want you to know that don't ever let your invites come across in a desperate state. So that's going to be my caution for you. So I was desperate, right? Like I was like, shoot, like if I don't do this, we don't eat. Like that's how bad, it got for us at times. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't invite people with that in my head. I had to just go, I don't know if this person will say yes or no. I just have to ask them. And then I would just move on. I don't know what this person's going to say, but I got to ask them. So I knew that the only way I was going to make stuff happen was by continuously inviting more, because I couldn't wait for those people to say yes. I didn't have time.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. You're doing awesome, too. She messages me every day. She's not my personally sponsored, but it's all good. I love it. It's the type of person that we're looking for. Carrie is definitely the type of person we're looking for. Like, all right, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And she does. She takes my advice. She takes my criticism. She just goes. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. You're welcome, princess. Anyone else want to share their pool? What's your pool? Heidi, I know you've always had like pay your insurance on your own, but I think we need something bigger than that, right? Like I think you're muted, but I think something for you might have to be
that's covered.
Okay, yeah. So I think something for you has to be different than the money piece, right? Yeah. Have you dug into that yet?
Working on it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I think journaling all that will come up with whatever your big pool is, and I don't know if it'll be monetary, but it'll be something big that you need, so that you need to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't need to do this, but you do for emotional. There's something deep down of why you do need this. It's just not monetary stuff. Yeah. Good. Anybody else?
Can you hear me, Nicole?
Yes. Who's that? Kelly.
Hey,
Kelly. Kelly, your hair looks awesome.
Thank you. So for me, the why has to do with Daniel. And I know, Nicole, you know him. And, when you have a child that's going to need help his entire life, I want to make sure that we've got funds set up and, things like that, so that finances aren't going to dictate what's going to be his best care, or that when we're gone and there's nobody else, that we've got money in place and people that can look after him. So for me, that's the big why. But, I talked to you recently about my anxiety and, just having a hard time, even talking to people lately. And I'm still struggling through that. And, I've been doing the personal development. I've been doing a lot while I'm walking the dogs. And that was a great suggestion you gave me too about the podcast, because when I'm walking the dogs, it's like a perfect time to listen to them. But so I'm trying to figure out what exactly I need to do to get to that point where I can get him that special needs trust fund set up.
Right.
And I know, I was sitting at Emerald for about a year now is not going to get me there.
Right. Yeah. And I think you need, so for me, when I shared, we got the house, and then I was like, all right, so I just need some financial security. And that wasn't enough for me. It wasn't I needed a pool, right? So I think we've got to figure out what a number is, or what's the first step. What's the goal? What's the number goal of the amount of money you need to put in an account for Daniel every month? I think it needs something very specific to be working towards. So the things that you've accomplished this past year is you didn't have to get on any government assistance. You didn't have to get any food stamps. So now you've reached that threshold. So with your Emerald and with you hitting Success Club, that's helping in that sense. So now it's okay, what do I need to make per week to put $100 a week away in Daniel's account to start? What do I need to make per week to put $500 a week away to Daniel's account? And do the math out of by the time he's 18, this is how much, so I love this stuff. I suck at numbers, but I can use the calculator to get there. But so by the time he's 18, what, and talk to your husband, what do we want in an account for him by the time he's 18? And then how much by the time he's 25? And then how, so put numbers to it so that you can reverse engineer how much that becomes per month, and then how much do you have to make so that there can be that cushion to be able to put that money there, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes as we speak.
Yeah, so I think a number will make that more tangible for you, but it give you that extra push of, okay, I said I would put $100 a week away when I was making this. I said I would, put $250 a week away when I'm making this. So yeah, I think if you can get some numbers going, that'll help.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Nikki, a convertible. Nikki wants a convertible. She just shared in her chat. Me too. So one of my dream cars is an Aston Martin. They're $250,000, right? They're $250,000. I wouldn't drive one around here in Bridgewater, but I just want one, because holy crap, they're really cool in the convertible. I remember, Mark was like, well, if you could have any car, what would it be? I'm like, I don't know. And so I just started Googling, convertible cars and stuff. I was like, whoa, this is what I want. He's like, an Aston Martin? Holy crap, this is super expensive. I'm like, let's do it. so that's
so for a Bugatti.
Oh yeah. I think those are more expensive than the Aston Martins. Yeah.
Danny has a toy one.
You're gonna need a fund for Danny's expensive taste.
One more year of preschool.
Yes. So yeah, totally. Yes, of course you're gonna pay off debt, you're gonna pay bills, you're gonna make sure you're paying your insurance, all of that. But yeah, I don't need a pool, right? I don't need a pool, but I want a freaking pool, right? And so the same thing with the car, I've gotten a little taste with the Jaguar, but it's not even close, but it's still really fun. We were definitely selfish in that. They're actually not that expensive. If you're ever looking at a Jaguar, you'd be surprised. They're less expensive than a Land Rover and a Range Rover. So, And they're owned by the same company now. Anybody else? Yeah, that's what you've gotta, like, yes, you've gotta do the responsible stuff, but you've gotta, what is it? What is that big thing that you want? Because that's gonna be what pushes you. And don't let your self-doubt back you down from that. Like, don't, I don't really need that though. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. And you deserve it. And you're worth it. Again, it's not about the material things. I get that. Happiness doesn't buy you money. Again, I get all those things. But we have wants and we have desires. And that's okay. And it's okay to be selfish. And it's okay to feel that. And that's where you have to give yourself permission. So get those like vision boards like written out. Like I'm not huge into the vision board because I can never find the right picture of exactly what I'm looking for. So then I get all stressed out and I just throw it away. But I like to write. I journal every day about this stuff. I journal about the pool. Mark and I actually spent probably an hour today looking at pools, we've been researching, the fiberglass versus a liner versus a concrete and what's going to be best for the dogs because they're totally going to hop in. So the liner's not going to be a good idea. Like Mark's thinking, okay, if we sell this down the road, it's going to be easier to pull out a fiberglass pool than a concrete pool. Like you've got to get that specific in your planning of whatever that is that you want and you desire. Was this helpful tonight, you guys? Like I know this wasn't a very tangible, like, how do I invite? But you can figure that out and you can find that out. It's about who you need to become and the vision you need to see and that you need to realize what you're capable of and what you're worth and what you can do. Like there's everybody, like, everyone's like, wow, when I posted my summit stuff, like that's so amazing. It's all there for you too. I know different than any of you. I'm not. I just chose to work harder. I just chose to be self-disciplined. I chose to be self-motivated and I chose to just do personal development instead of watching Big Brother. Like it's really those simple things that I choose to do that other people may not. Yes, so let me just read, very helpful. Yes, so yeah, reverse engineering on the finances. You definitely got to grab numbers. So I can help you guys with that. So if you start journaling and you're like, okay, this is the rank I want, this is the volume I want, and this is the income I want, let's make sure those all match. Like I don't want you to say, I want to be a 5-star diamond and make $1,000 a week. No, let's get you making $4,000 a week as a 5-star diamond, and let's figure out what that volume needs to look like, right? Like I don't want you to say, I want 5,000 a week on my legs and I'll make $250. Nope, that's definitely more than that, right? Like, so I want to make sure you match all those up if I'm making sense. So I know many of you are very new at this, like setting the volume, the rank, and the income all together. Let's make sure they all align. Like they're not, one is not, one's not here and here. Okay, let's get them, these equal. And if you need help with that, I love this stuff. It fuels me, so I will help you. I will do whatever it takes to help you get that. And then again, the how-tos are, how many people do I need to talk to? How many invites? How many conversations? How many people do I need to add to my friends list? How many groups do I need to be a part of? I opened, so I was a part of a lot of groups, but I opened a own group myself for moms of tweens and teens. My tween is sitting right here, so I won't say specifically why I opened the group, but it's to survive through these tween years, right? Like, she's amazing. She's an amazing little girl, but some days I don't know who I'm going to get when she wakes up in the morning. I'm like, what side of the bed is Sybil Sammy going to wake up on, right? Like, so, so we all talk with each other in the group, like how to help our tweens transition through all these hormonal changes that they're going through. Like it's scary for them. Like not only do they have to deal with life out there with social media and all their, stuff that happens, now their bodies are changing and they're like, what's happening, right? So if you, that was just something I did a couple months ago. I was like, oh, we should all get together. You know, I don't post anything about Beachbody in there, but I do have about 10 people that I have no idea who they are. So I know eventually, you know, they'll figure out what I do and hopefully ask. You know, something else I did with the dance moms. So Sammy's been dancing for 5 years now. I never really, I mean, they know what I do and I bring in my Shakeology cup, but I've never sold to any of them. And within the past year, about 5 of them have joined me. So it's just a matter of just being patient and building that relationship and, you know, just being there. And so, yeah, so good. Heather, beach house in North Carolina. Yes, that's awesome, Heather. Yeah, luckily they're not as expensive as beach houses on Cape Cod.
No, not at all.
Quarter of the price, right?
You just roll out of bed and you're on the ocean. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. Yeah, these are good. This is good. Yeah, keep going on these and just make sure you and you can do it. You can totally do it. I also, Kelly, I know your big thing is stuff for Daniel, but find something for you too. Something that you need too.
Oh, trust me, I will.
I have a feeling I knew that.
That beach house in North Carolina sounds really good.
Where do you live? Don't you live near there?
I live in Raleigh. It's actually Nightdale, North Carolina, but it's near Raleigh, so I'm about 2 hours from the beach.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the beaches, that's an awesome beach down there.
Top Sail.
Nice.
Yes.
That's where we go every summer.
Oh.
So
Yeah, Top Sail is awesome.
I want to be able to leave the house and say I'm coming back in 2 weeks because it's mine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. So good. I will get this recording up. Thank you guys for listening, for taking notes. Like, I really felt like you were in it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting vulnerable a little bit. So please, seriously, when you start writing this stuff out, message me. I want to hear them. I want to see them. I want to make sure they match up. I want to make sure you're taking care of yourself. So yeah. Carrie, did you see yourself here 7 years ago? You know what I did? I did. And that's the difference. So I started the call saying, if you can't see yourself past emerald or diamond, you have to figure out why. And you have to do more personal development. And so there's a story that I've shared before. I was in my kitchen one day, and I was about 6 months into the business. And I remember looking out the window, and I remember saying, I'm going to do really well in this company, but I don't really think I'll ever make $1 million. And then I went, wait, of course I will. Of course I will. Yes, I will. I'll make $1 million. They're not any different than me. And Christine Dwyer kept coming in my head because I followed her to all that time. And I was like, I can be just like Christine Dwyer. She's no different than me. And I remember just snapping myself out of it. So yes, 7 years ago, I saw us in a new home. I saw us, it was always going to be a colonial. So that's what we're in. It's more contemporary. We have beautiful houses here. And for those that don't live in the New England area, we have very nice style colonial type houses that you can have look colonial and Cape-like, or you can have them look contemporary and beautiful. So they're really, so I remember when we were looking in Florida, I was like, I don't want a stucco house. Like, I couldn't picture myself in a house made of stucco. Like, I couldn't. Like, that wasn't the vision. The vision was a colonial, here. So, yeah. So I saw ourselves. It was yellow with white shutters, but that's not what this house is. But that's what I saw. I saw myself being in the Millionaire Club. I still see us as a 15-star diamond team. That's not going anywhere. We're not there yet, but that's not stopping. So I did. Yep, I did see the vision. So that's important. You have to know where you're going, and you have to believe it. If you can't see past diamond, you've got to figure that out. You've got to do more personal development. The other thing I would see is the first summit I went to, I was like, I remember Keith and we stood in line. So if you've been recognized at summit for a 1 to a 4 star, you're in this big parade of people. and you just get to wave, and it's awesome. It's super exciting for the first time doing it. But I remember Keith and I looked at each other and were like, we are not going to be in this train of people next year. We are getting up on that stage and having our names called individually as 5-star diamonds. And we both did it. We were called together because it was just like, we were just in, I was like, I can do better than this type of thing, right? Like, so, and then, and then we both said we're going to be together as millionaires on the stage, and, I'm going to be an elite coach on the stage, and I see myself as a 15-star on the stage. However, the fashion piece will stress me out when that time comes. You guys will have to keep me grounded because I'm not wearing a ball gown. I'm too short, and it's not happening. I'll never, like, every year at Summit, I go, maybe that's my block, why we haven't got there yet, because I'm like, I don't know what to wear. That's why we're not 15-star. I'm all worried about the dress. I'm blocking it. Who would have knew? But yeah, you do have to have that vision for sure of seeing past where you are, and even seeing past that, what's ahead. You've got to be able to see the big stuff. And it doesn't have to be. Not everybody wants to be a 15-star, like an elite on stage. That's okay. But whatever that is, it's got to be bigger than what you're doing now. Because you want it to be the cap. Like, you want to know, okay, at 5-star, you can only make $7,000 a week. So you have to go, okay, do I want to make more than $7,000 a week? And the other thing that we talk about a lot when we get to a point where we're making crazy money and we're like, what am I going to do with all this money? Don't not make the money because you don't know what you're going to do with it. First of all, we'll figure it out. But second of all, you can give it away. You can do charities. You can do a lot with a lot of money that you make. A lot of top coaches who make $1 million a year go to like Africa and do, things like that, and, give their money away. And so, yeah, you can do a lot of things. So don't let that stop you. And remember, regardless if you've come for money or you haven't come for money, it's okay to have the desire for money. Like, it's okay. I think a lot of us were brought up maybe not with a lot of money, so money was almost evil, taught to be evil, right? If you haven't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I'm going to recommend you read that. Mm-hmm. If money is a block for you because you don't think you deserve it, because you didn't grow up with it, if money was taught to you to almost not be evil, but you know what I mean? It wasn't all those people, right? Like, if that's how your parents talked, that might be instilled in you, and so you have this self-worth around money. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a very good book to pull that into. It's okay to make money. Yeah. And honestly, guys, if you do all this personal development and you're still having a hard time, there is no shame in finding yourself a therapist. There is no shame. You go and find yourself someone that you can talk to. I did about 2.5 years ago. I went and spoke to someone. I did EMDR therapy. I didn't love her. A lot of people have messaged me, oh, what was her name? I'm like, yeah, I don't really like her. I'm not going to recommend her. Like, she was okay. Like, and we worked through some stuff, but I mean, I wasn't like, oh my God, you have to go to her. And she wasn't that great. But we worked through a lot of self-worth issues for me. We figured out where it all stemmed from. And so I was able to move past, and shortly after that, we came into the Millionaire Club. So there can be something said to that, I think. I mean, we were on track anyway, but I think she helped me work through some self-worth issues and some money issues. But any issues you have, anxiety, Kelly, sure, go ahead and talk to someone. Doesn't hurt. Yes, Sammy does. Sammy has a great therapist that she talks to for her anxiety. Yep. Good. All right. I won't keep you. 9:30. We went long, but it was good. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. I can't wait to see your goals, hear about your goals, and we'll see a few of you in like a week and a half. So awesome. And thank you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.